sales calls, on getting out there to Reddit, studying the discussions, and speaking with your customer, right? Proposing a sketch solution, selling people a product that doesn't exist. I know some people have ethical concerns, but let me tell you the problem with this is that many times, if you say, okay, you know what, fine, I'll just try to sell something that doesn't exist, 99% of people, they can't even sell it. So why you should build it if you can't even pre-sell it, right? That's the whole point. And not to mention talking about the product and seeing how people respond, as I say. And if people are not freaking out, if they don't pink you over the idea, if they're not pestering you and throwing money at you, you haven't quite nailed the product market fit. So the product market fit, this is the ultimate challenge, because most founders totally ignore it and they build what they want, or they build what they think the market wants, and it's a very different thing. And until you can sell a substantial amount of product just talking about it, or having vibe coded a broken MVP, as I'm going to do a demo today, hopefully not broken, you do not have a good product market fit. So the question is, and yes, that's me, what did you bake today? I'm not going to answer that question. The question is, how can you bake a muffin? So baking a muffin, the old day, this is what people used to do. They spend 100+ hours in research. They've built the MVP themselves, or they hired a development team. And again, it takes 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, if you're crazy. And they wrote all the ads, images, and marketing assets themselves, right? It takes 5-7 days. If you're good, maybe you can knock it down under 3 days, but still takes significant time. And then they spend 100+ hours on debugging and fixing bugs, which is crazy, while still having 0 sales. And that's the saddest part. Now, what is the new way? Well, you let AI do the product research for you. You use vibe coding to build a simple prototype. It compiles, it's good enough. You have AI generate ads, images, and videos for you, and then you run ads to the most basic of audiences, the simplest freaking targeting, and you let the new Facebook Andromeda update that I'll explain later find the people for you. And then you just feed the data back to AI to iterate or pivot and profit. And you can do all of that, and I'm going to teach you how, in 48 hours or less. But that means fundamentally you have to know what to build. And if you ask ChatGPT, many times you're going to end up with garbage. Google goes viral after AI says to put glue on pizza. I think today's AI models are a little bit better than this, but you're still going to be betting against a model with a lot of garbage in it and hallucinations. So that's why we built something called Proven AI. And inside of this platform, all we have to do is say, build me a launch kit, or actually, which one is the idea? This is the idea. So you just type in your idea. Let's say a Voxer multiplayer game. And Vassal didn't want me to use this prompt, so I'm going to do another one. Let's say this one you sent me today, right? So I want to build an AI for restaurants. Or guys, even better, let me know in the chat, what do you want to build? And I'm going to do it right now live with you. And Vassal, you can let me know if people start posting. So build an AI tool for restaurants, right? And then it's going to ask you a couple of follow-up questions. Let's say I want to replace my job. And let's say I'm super busy. I only have 5 to 10 hours a week. And what it's going to do is going to go online and it's going to start analyzing the market for you. So typically, you'd have to go to Google and then open up different articles and then see if they're actually good. Well, this is going to find all these crazy articles for you. As you can see, these are clickable, real articles, right? And it's going to start analyzing the internet. It's going to open 50, 100, 200 links. And it's going to put down all the intelligence that we feed it. And then it's going to generate an idea. Now, this phase can take a while. So what I can do, I can just do this and keep an eye on it as it builds. And then I'm going to say, there we go. I'm just going to say this. So yeah, previously people would go head over heels. They need investors. They build for 12 months. They launch and pray. And they have 1.14 ROAS, which means return on ad spend for first year until it gets profitable, right? The new way for 2026 is that you can be a one-man show, a one-man team. You can keep 100% of profit. You can be cash flow positive literally day one, and then you can validate before building. And that's why we focus on cash flow first, right? You don't need past experience because you learn to understand these people on the phone call. I don't know about you guys, guys, but I'm not a magician. If I were to build this, say it's going to be a WordPress plugin, right? Something simple for a start. I'm not a magician. I don't know what these restaurants want. That's why I need to get a brief. I need to do market research. And check it out. Result AI, how to eliminate bad reviews for booking disasters without hiring extra staff using AI-powered conflict prevention, right? So it's going to tell you what to build. It's going to tell you something called the pain diamond. So discovering double booking only when the angry guest is standing at the host, a stand demanding answers, waking up to viral 1-star review, very, very painful. Losing a regular VIP customer. Limiting beliefs is what these people might believe, right? Bad reviews from booking mistakes are just the cost of doing business, right? By the time a guest is upset, the damage is already done and irreversible. The new opportunity, okay? Every potential conflict could be detected. MVP features smart conflict detection, no-show, risk predictor, reputation rescue alerts, build recommendation, how you should build it, because I said I'm a complete beginner. It told me to go to bold. If I would say, actually, I didn't show this to you guys, but there is a profile, and I just fill it, what kind of skills I have, what's my experience. I say I'm a beginner, which is not true, but I just wanted to demonstrate something quick for you, right? And then it says how to build it, and it says even the prompts. So you can just copy paste this. Let's just copy paste.
I did just go and copy all the 4 steps into Lovable or Bold, so people can actually see the results. And in the meantime, before you do that, I just want to explain people something and also mention the comments. So guys, I've seen that some of you are saying your stage. So Roman has an idea, building MVP. Roman, let us know, what type of MVP you're building and what you're currently working on, so we can understand your stage. And Gru said has an MVP in its pre-launch. So Gru, why is that? Why haven't you launched yet? Like I'm curious. But to get back to, and if you guys have any ideas that you want us to build, like live here, then let us just know in the comments.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you don't want to spend hundreds of hours on research. So we actually created this like simple app that helps you match your skill set and your ideas and the industries you prefer to an actual pain points of customers, right? So you don't build something that people don't want, or you don't keep building something for a year only to realize you're focusing on completely wrong features. You might have had a good idea, but a completely wrong approach to the feature. So the point is you want to understand the customer. And nowadays, you can just use AI without having to spend 300 hours for 3 months doing the product development, design, calls, and marketing funnels on them. No, you can just use the research, match it to yourself, and then just go and pre-launch and see how much money you can generate with it.
Right. So guys, if you want us to build it, just let us know in the chat live. I'm more than happy to do so. So it doesn't look like I'm copying something which we pre-agreed with. I want to do it live, make sure it's something fresh. And so literally it's building this for me. Of course, this is not going to be a fully featured app. It's just going to be an MVP. Another thing I wanted to mention is the pre-launch. So build a launch kit. So this is something we see a lot of people get stuck with. Okay, I have an idea. How can I actually launch it? Right? So what emails do I need? What Facebook ads do I need? What posts on social media do I need? What landing page should I build? And that's why we built the launch kit. And I'm more than happy to let it build in front of your eyes, but I've already built one for my Infinite Alien Worlds game. And Václav is not a big fan of this, but I personally like it. So that's why I just decided to do with it for today. And this is how to explore infinite alien worlds and build anything you can imagine without grinding for hours. So it's going to tell you the name of it. It's going to tell you the sort of headline. And then it's going to give you all of the sections on the page. Okay? All the sections. So you don't need to think what to put there. It's going to generate literally the landing page for you. And you can just copy all of this, paste it into Lovable, as I can demonstrate later, and voila, it's going to spit out the landing page for you. And then emails. So it's going to write emails for you. We're going to give you 4 emails here that you can use for the launch, pre-launch formula, it's called.
And this is not like random emails, right? Yeah. This is like a pre-created frameworks with the understanding that we had from the actually winning funnels and startups. So you don't have to think about what pain point to focus on. You don't have to think about call to actions. No, it just creates the entire funnel, entire line for you. By the way, Maciej, we have people submitting their ideas. So Augustus said that his idea is an AI concierge for guests in a hotel. So something like a personal assistant. So if you want to tackle that one, we can maybe spend just a few minutes on it.
Yeah,
not to
why
do
not?
much.
Why not? So I'm gonna say tech level. Let's say I don't know you, so I'm just gonna assume no coding. Let's say budget you have between 500 and 2K. Experience, I don't know. Just let me know in the chat. But I'm gonna keep it at this scale for now. And
yeah, I think it's just for demonstration purposes.
Yeah,
so this is fine.
So it's gonna find the idea. And yeah, so you can see how the AI is thinking, right? So you can see that it's in real time. And we try to build it in the simplest way possible so you understand how to actually do it. And let's say you want to build an empire. And let's say you have 10 to 20 hours. Okay. Now, while this is building, what I can do is I can just have a look here. So Resolve AI, this platform, apart from the little bugs in the UI, so typical allowable, but I assume, yeah, this is just a responsibility issue. So we have a basic brief build, right? And now what we could do, we can just continue building and putting more prompts into it. But the point I want to make is that now you already have something you can work with and you can have an idea of how it's going to look like. Whereas before, this website would take, Václav, you had an agency, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to build?
It depends how difficult would be the backend, but I think that 5 years ago, it would be difficult to build this in less than like 2-3 months with like 2 developers.
Yeah. So now back to, so AI Concierge opened 70 different websites, research complete, building a plan, creating prompts. There's a lot of different steps here. I guess in the future, we can just make it more transparent, like you'll see the thinking here. And yeah, before I finish though, I want to finish the space miner. So you're going to get Blender, you're going to get emails, you're going to get the ads written for Facebook, okay, for Google, for LinkedIn, and then of course the IG post. So this app works a little bit better. So that's why Václav didn't want me to do a video game, because it does work a little bit better for apps, not games, but you can really use it for anything. Yeah, so you get the whole post here. You can just copy.
And the idea is, again, that so you don't have to think like, how do I build an ad that's actually working? How do I match it to the pain points, right? And all these steps that are necessary in the business. So we wanted the AI that's designed in a way that can actually help you do this and just give you the best possible result right away.
Yeah.
Nice.
So no app, just scan the QR. That's pretty good. I love it, actually. Learns preferences instantly, handles room services, gives local recommendations, escalates to human staff only when needed. Yeah. Guest complaint and reviews. So this app will actually scan reviews too. Front desk burned out answering the same 50 questions daily. Wi-Fi passport, blah, blah.
This is good. Like this just showcase, like, guys, you're thinking about making money, like you think that making money is too complex. Like you're trying to build like a robust, Instagram-like platforms. No, you can build a real product that might not be perfect, might be really ugly, but no one cares actually. And you can do it over a weekend with all the setup for the marketing. And in 3 or 4 days, I will show you some of the results that people are using this approach with. You can actually get your first customers. You can see with a few bucks on ads, that the app does for you, that you can see if people are buying, right? So you don't have to wait 6 months before launching something huge. It starts with mini and micro apps, actually. Yeah. And that's like Maciej built his entire business on these micro apps.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people are curious. So you can go to buildbybit.com. You can check out these plugins that we're selling. And some of these are very old. Chat Control released in 2020 on this website before we used to sell it on Spigot, if you Google. And again, I just have to prove this because there's so many scammers. People just make up claims. It's December 3rd, 2013, right? So you can see it's legit. We can also go to my GitHub, Kangaroo Code, just to see, yes, duh, it's me. Yes, I'm having chat control right here. And yes, actually, it's open source. Because I wanted to prove, we've got so many people who say, this is not real, you can't do it. So I say, you know what, I'm just going to open source the damn thing. So you have access to the whole source code. Just so you see it's real. I'm actually doing it, right? And I even got the issue with the images is that image viewer is blocked in the UK for some reason. So we have to, some images are just knocked out. I have my developer gonna fix it.
But that's fine. Like the point is that, guys, you can Google me. I'm on LinkedIn. You can see my experience. You can see the real names of companies I invested. It's all of that is real. There's track records. You can Google it. You can Google Matej's GitHub. You can look at his products, his earnings. So we're really like real entrepreneurs, not influencers, actually showing you how it's done and how to use AI. That's been here for a few years. That most people don't know how to use it, they just close it. So how to actually use it to speed up your development and your idea making to get the first customer, then the first 30 customers, first 100 customers, and so on.
And this is what you can do. This is, so far, we've been talking about it. We've been demonstrating this for like 10 minutes. So this is, and see how far you've come. So this is the pre-launch method. So you let your customers fund your product development. And it's like crowdfunding, but it's without spending 40,000 on marketing with an agency and 10% commissions. And here's an example of Lubo. So Lubo is Václav's student, and you can talk briefly about that.
I can just mention it, but before I do, it's funny because Augusto said that he loves how we ran his AI concierge, and this is it. Like within 10 minutes, we were able to target like who is the ideal customer and what pain point to focus on, and what is the easiest way to serve that customer, right? So we didn't have to go to like 6 months of the work. So it can be really quickly. Mate, can you please go back to the screen because you're sharing the screen and I just want to people mention the Lubo. Sorry about it. So for the Lubo, I wanted to put the picture here because it's very important because he actually followed the steps that we are teaching you. So I wanted you guys to know that this is not something we just made up, but it's actually something we've seen working for us, for my companies, for my investments, but also for the students we taught it. So it's proven. And the story goes like this. He approached me and wanted help with introducing to investors. And he was doing these workshops for bread baking, whatever. And I was like, no one is going to give you 200 grand for an app that helps people bake bread. That's just not going to happen. So I convinced him to create a simple sales page and create few AI generated pictures and videos of the prototype he had at his home that's connected to an app, and then we just pre-sold it. So we created a package and we told people we will ship it in 2 months. So again, we weren't lying. They knew they will get the products not in 2 days like it's normal, but in 2 months because he needs to build it in China. It actually has a hardware component. And we used AI for the marketing. We use AI for the pictures, videos, for the landing page. And we created the simple app with AI as well. Just in this case, it has our hardware. And in the first hour, he was able to generate 30 orders. And he had like no list that he would send it to. And in 3 days, he collected 5 grand. So this is enough for him to actually pay for the physical product so he can ship it to people with his new app. And again, he made 5 grand. And the product doesn't exist yet. Okay, or if you want to be specific, 4,900 euros, but it's not important. It's 5 grand, but the product doesn't exist yet. That's the important part. Yeah, back to you, Maciej.
Cool. Well, I hear the sound, so I just want to show sorry, I forgot your name, but the person in the chat who wanted this concierge service, the QR code doesn't look good. Augusta. It says start guest experience. I'm here to make, how may I assist you? So I don't know if that works. Sometimes there is a way. There's a way to connect with an AI here, and they baked it right in, so you don't even need to use it, but you don't even need to connect. Oh, it's called Connect Global Cloud. Yeah, so they baked in the LLM, so you can just enable that, and then it's actually going to work. Like you're actually going to get a real chat responses. But guys, yeah, I've been playing with this all day, so I'm almost run out of credits. Anyways, let me continue. So Viewboy is not the only one. Here's Ben Tron. He sold one client for a consulting AI program, which doesn't exist. Like he literally just, he went on the sales calls with people and he just described in plain English what the program and what the app will do for people. And then people sign up for it. And most importantly, though, you're building a brand and your own product. So the problem with all the other methods online, like people selling Amazon FBA or drop shipping, is that you're selling garbage that is not even yours, and you're always following trends, hypes, or other products, right? And people ended up burn, the product dies down, and so does your business. So here, you're actually building your own apps. And let's talk about vibe coding a little bit, because I spent a ridiculous amount of money on vibe coding. In the summer, I spent up to $300 a day on it. And I realized a simple thing. It is just not ready to make the entire SaaS for you. Duh, not a big surprise. But guys, you're right. I'm not going to argue with you. The code will look like garbage the bigger the app grows. It is not secure, and it's not going to spit out a complete end-to-end enterprise SaaS. God forbid. Maybe in 2-3 years, yes, but not right now, and not next month either. Right? And if you've been coding, if you've been using these platforms like Bolt or Lovable, you may notice there's a lot of issues with them. But you can use vibe coding for the pre-launch. You can use vibe coding to bake a muffin. And we figured out a way to actually give you vibe coding tools such as the GPT Codex entirely for free. So more about that later. And vibe coding is extremely good at building the muffin, at building the actual visuals, right? Generating the images, writing the app for you. And it's really good at the front end, at funnels, at copy. Well, if you know what to put it in, and if you know how to steer it, right? The ideation, prototyping, and design. And the page you used to register for this workshop, well, we built this using AI in 15 minutes. And we'll prove it soon. I don't think we need to, because we literally proved multiple projects already. And vibe coding struggles with limited context window, security, and crap code, but that's not the point. The point is to use vibe coding only for the pre-launch, only to bake a muffin. And once you see massive interest of the people, then you go and you build it the traditional way. And for every asset you need to launch your MVP, vibe coding is the perfect fit. So this is what gets you to cash flow fast. So here's another slide. I think we don't need to. Launching a marketing funnel in under 10 minutes. Why not? And just again, I'm going to give you a demonstration, guys, so I know what the hell I'm talking about, right? Because people are super skeptical nowadays, and I understand. I'm going to actually use Cursor. So another tool I'm going to demonstrate here. Let's say marketing funnel. I'm going to open a new project. I'm going to open it just like this. And I'm going to switch, because they are making it harder and harder to actually look at the code, because they are trying to hide all the interface, right? So here, I'm just going to say, and I'm going to go to, we have a special document here. It's a copywriting advice, a couple of secret sources in that document. So build me a website, and I'm going to say, I'm actually going to go back to Augusta's idea. Why not?
Yeah, that's a really simple one to get started with.
Yeah. So build me a sales page, an opt-in page. Build me a landing page for this business idea. And I'm just going to use plain and simple HTML, CSS, vanilla JavaScript, because I don't want to complicate it. It's going to be running locally on my computer. Of course, we can build it in Next.js or whatever you want. You can go crazy. You can go crazy later. Okay, and it's gonna take a while to build, so I can just continue the presentation. But I want to go back and forth. I want this event to be a little bit more dynamic, so that people have some action here. And here, the obvious question is, how do you get people, into this funnel? Now that we're going to build the funnel, we're going to build the ad. Okay, how do we actually get people into it? Well, what do we do all day? It's very simple. We do Facebook ads, and people overcomplicate it all day. People go on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google ads, Google display ads, YouTube ads, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Well, it turns out Meta ads or Facebook ads, they have more than enough to help you build a $10 million a year business. There's more than enough people just on Facebook, just on one platform. If you cannot scale on Facebook ads, the platform is not the issue. Of course, there's going to be edge cases, like 0.1% of you guys are going to have a business that maybe is better for you to best, but 99.99% of people, if you can scale it here, the problem is that your niche, your offer, and your message is not resonating with the market. So maybe you have to go back to the drawing board and change something fundamental about it. And Facebook has the easiest targeting ever. So this is what one of my students, Mikola, uses, right? He just goes there and he just targets Poland, age 30 to 65, gender, women. He literally finds people with parents, with teenagers, and then those that speak Polish, because there's a lot of immigrants in Poland that don't speak Polish, right? And it's going to give you, it's about 100,000 people. So very tiny market, but guess what? He's making a bank just running ads to this audience. I'm also going to give you a secret trick. If you're selling to a non-English speaking market, you can actually just target the whole worldwide targeting, and you can just lock by language. So Mikołaj also has a campaign that is worldwide, but only targets people that speak Polish, and that also performed extremely well. What about the costs, right? You don't need to worry. You don't need to have a huge marketing budget. Like Mikołaj, let me actually share this live just to, again, prove that, yes, we've done it. So VSL funnel, this is the old stats back when he was doing calls. So 2024 October, right? He would actually spend as low as 112 PLN. So this is like $30 a day, completely reasonable. And you can see that he got a first call scheduled the same day. Then he took the call the next day. And what's crazy is that he closed his first customer literally 8 days after starting the campaign. And then by the end of the month, he actually broke even. So he's made like 12 euros of $15 profit, but he was actually speaking to real people all day and he learned about it. And then the second month, he's also like quote broke even. He's lost 513 PLN. So he's lost like $100 on it. But guess what? Now he's got 4 people here. He's got 2 people from the previous month, and these were recurring people. So by the end, month 3, he didn't have to pay for these 6 people because he already paid to acquire them months prior, and he was able to get 6 more. So now it all came down and it accumulated, and he was able to break over 30,000 in revenue, which is 8,700 in revenue, and then 11,000, so 10,994 with $3,000 profit just 3 months after starting this whole thingy, which is phenomenal. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to ask you guys if you need some help with it. Let us know in the chat if you'd like us to personally guide you through it. And in the meanwhile, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the marketing funnel. So very simple. I'm just going to open it in Google Chrome. Look at this website. Okay, and of course, like I put my secret sauce prompt into it, so yours is probably not going to be as good. But would you like our help? Would you like us to personally guide you and give you all these prompts and help you to do your pre-launch, get cash, and then actually scale to 6 and 7 figures? Okay, this is the concierge page. Wow, this actually looks good. Yeah, 3 beliefs keeping hotels stuck in the Stone Age service. Interesting. What do you think, Václav?
I think it's really good. Like obviously this is built with our framework, so you cannot just expect ChatGPT to give you these great results, right? This is the idea that AI needs to be told exactly what to do. But if you know how to create this, I mean, this is worth like really a lot of money, and we've done it in like 10 minutes. Like imagine if we actually spend a good hour or two on this, then it's ready to go. Like the app, the marketing, the sales page, everything.
Yeah, I had people write entire books just using Cursor, and there's a specific process that will help you to keep the context window and keep the personas in the book. And then there's a person I know, and she sold more than 20,000 selling a book about attachment styles and relationships, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, I think people are saying yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you why we're doing this, because that's the obvious part. Well, guys, we want to help you build and go from 0 to 6 and 7 figures, because Vatsal is doing a fund, which means later on there will be an opportunity to work with us one-to-one and actually get Vatsal's investment into some of these companies. But here's the thing, Vatsal is not any, investors changed, and investors do not invest into companies like before, where they get a nice presentation and they feel and they believe it. Investors nowadays, they need to see that you've done your pre-launch. They need to see that people actually want to buy it. They need to see traction. Okay, so you actually need to go from 0 to at least some cash to have to prove to investors that you've achieved your product market fit. And that's why we want to help you guys with it. So what would be a price? What would be the price? What is the cost if you decide to get help starting, launching, and potentially scaling your SaaS to 6 and 7 figures? If you join a traditional accelerator where they take 7 to 10% of equity, well, if you are doing 60,000 a month like Mikolai, that means that translates to more than 50,000 a year, and we do not take any equity. In our program, you keep everything. Well, what if you decided to launch this on Kickstarter, right, and do a crowdfunding campaign? Well, you have to get an agency. Let's say it's going to be on the lower end, just 25,000, right? Just maybe for some of you, it's going to be like, but that's just on the lower end. Plus, you have the platform commission. Timeline is 3 to 6 months. And we'll teach you how to launch on a simple website, like I literally built in front of your eyes, using simple AI tools, and keep 100% of it. What if you decide to get traditional developers? So you need to hire a developer team, copywriter, marketing, strategy consults. Again, you're looking at 6 months wasted in uncertainty, and you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars. And we'll teach you how to launch a profitable funnel within 48 hours. And what if you decide to just seek, consultants and experts like Václav, people who deployed millions in capital, they've achieved successful exits, they've launched more than 100 startups, they've helped engineers get placements in Google, Tesla, etc. Well, typically our rate, or an expert's rate, is $500 to $1,000 per hour. In our program, we're actually going to give you access to 2 weekly group coaching calls entirely for free. Right? And don't get discouraged, because we do not run these programs with 200 people on a group coaching call. We actually typically have like 5, 7, 10 people on the call. So there's plenty of time to actually help you, to actually start unmuting people and taking questions. And here's an invoice that I've sent to Mikolai for $1,500. This is per month for coaching, and that translates roughly to 20,000 a year. And this is another invoice that Václav has sent to me when he was having his agency back in 2017. So adjusted for inflation, this is like 40,000 today. And he built website and did you do copywriting too?
We've done a lot of stuff, but this was actually just for 1 month of work on the sales pages and on the website.
Yeah, and this was Adonis client. Adonis.
Yeah. This was one of the 9 with the 9-figure client where we've done their entire client. So this was just 1 month of work. So, and this is like a typical, right? This is not non-standard. Like typically to get someone to build these sites, minimum viable like products, like you most likely get an invoice for at least like $50K for that amount of work.
Yeah, And what if you wanted to say, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to chat with ChatGPT or Claude all day? Well, then you're definitely going to run out of tokens for the cheapest subscription. So you definitely need to get at least $100 one. Plus, you're going to be spending money on Cursor. Plus, you're going to get other tools. And if you combine all that, so $100 plus $200 plus $50 a month, that's like 350 times 12. You're going to be looking at $4,200 per year. And we give you proven AI. We give you the Copilot with Opus 4.5 for free. So what if you say, well, I'm going to buy all these other courses and I'm going to sign up for 50 different school groups, right? There's a Cursor course, there's a no-code course, there's 5 other courses or school groups, Facebook ads course, fundraising course, exit strategy consulting. That one is very expensive. You're going to be looking at, again, 6 months to 12 months on trial and error. It's going to be crazily expensive. Previously, we used to have our agency program, which we sold for $12,000. We actually came in, Václav many times physically came in to your office or your location, and we've done the whole thing, and we serviced you one-to-one. But we understand that for most founders, this is out of reach, especially if the business isn't generating cash in the first place. So I spent a lot of time talking with Václav and thinking, how can we make this as affordable to you without removing ourselves or reducing the quality of our service? And on today's event, we wanted to present to you something very special. This is the Accelerator program. So it is way more affordable, and you're going to get access to the whole 12 months of the Accelerator training. So more about that later. 2 weekly group Zoom coaching calls with myself and Václav, not with our assistants. It is with us personally. You're going to get access to proven AI. So you can get the launch kit. You can literally just copy paste the launch kit into VS Code. And I'm going to show you VS Code later because I did show you Cursor. I know made a small difference there, but don't worry, I'll show you that later. You're going to get access to the private community with other founders and millionaires typically out of reach. There's a guy doing $500,000 a month there. So very out of reach people. And we're also going to give you a 3-month money back guarantee, and all of that just for $997. And we want to sell this after this event for $2,000, but we decided to start this new cohort for just $997. Now, you may wonder, how is that possible? Well, as I mentioned previously, we used to do a hell lot of done with you, plus private coaching. So we decided to make a switch. And instead of that, we do the studio or the proven AI, which is basically business in the box. Plus, we give you the whole pre-recorded accelerator program. Plus, we give you the community. Plus, we give you the coaching. And yeah, so proven AI, and that helps us productivize our services and give it to you for way, way, way less. So previously, we build out the marketing funnels and finalize your MVP using our in-house team, and it cost us over 50 hours in man labor, software, and office costs. It's just nonsense. And today, we've partnered with Microsoft for Startups to access world's best AI models, such as Opus 4.1. I should update this. There we go. And our 26 years of collective experience to build out these assets entirely at no cost using the funding that Microsoft is going to give for startup. That is insane. So here's what happens after you join. And I'm going to go back here. I'm going to drop a link. People saying, wow, thanks. All right, I'm going to drop the link to the accelerator, guys. So right now is the best time to join. If you guys want to do it, let's go. And let me continue. Present. So after you join, we'll help you get traction with your idea. We'll help you find an idea if you don't have one. If you have one, we'll help you get traction to launch it. And we'll help you identify the biggest pain point that your idea can solve, design your pre-launch, build an AI-powered MVP for it, and then scale to 6 figures or more using organic or paid attraction methods that we teach. And this is all in a step-by-step sprints supported by 2 weekly Q&A calls from us. So what you will learn is how to generate hundreds of ideas for online businesses and pre-sell them within 48 hours using AI and our actionable templates, how to use vibe coding the right way to create fully functional funnels and apps without coding, and the tools, the mindset, and the support to go from 0 to 6 and 7 figures in recurring revenue, running your own platform you own and can potentially exit. So who is this for? This is for ex-tech employees, right? If you're ready to build your own equity instead of somebody else's. We also love to work with solo founders if you want a clear path to a massively profitable, lean SaaS. So you don't need 50 people, right? It's just you and maybe one assistant. And then indie hackers love these people as well. So tired of projects that don't monetize or scale properly. And this is also for complete beginners who see the AI opportunity but need the proven roadmap. Now, who is this not for? This is for people who never set goals or take action. And I'm not gonna waste your time because everybody who stayed so far, I assume it's not one of those people. And this is also not for people who just think, how can I get rich quick? And who expect miracles. And of course, you can pre-launch this. And I can show you how we generate images and ads a little bit later, no problem. So you can totally do that in 48 hours. But for most people, yes, it's going to take a few weeks to a few months to scale up, right? That's why we decided to do this as a 12-month long membership. So you guys have plenty of time to get it right. You have plenty of time to pivot once or twice. And most of all, you have plenty of time to get our help with it. And this is also not only for people who don't care, like just I'm tired, I don't give a shit, sorry for cursing, but if you just want the cash and you do not want to love what you're doing, it's not for you, right? Because look, building businesses can and should be made fun and exciting. It should be something you're going to enjoy working on for the next 5 to 10 years. And if you struggle with finding something that you love to focus on for the next 5 years, we will help you with that as well. Because why should you wake up every day and force yourself to work on this business? It's just not going to work if there is no passion in it. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get access to the step-by-step accelerator training in our school that contains 6 weeks worth of sprints. You can take these 6 weeks in your own time, on your own pace, and then every single time you get stuck, you can jump on the 2 weekly Q&A calls with ourselves and get our help. Not to mention, you're going to get access to the proven AI, so the idea maker and pre-sale. We're going to be selling it for $700 as a package. Here, you're going to get it included in the accelerator. You're going to get access to the private school community, access to millionaires, investors, and people normally out of reach, and not to mention the exact funnels, source codes, templates, legals, pitch decks, marketing assets, and more. It's hard to put a price there, but we decided if we were to sell it manually, it's going to be at least $1,000. So we decided to give you everything together for just $997. On top of that, a lot of you were spending ungodly amount of money on AI tools. So in the last 6 months, I spent $6,000 on Cursor, which is stupid. I do not recommend that. And I partnered with Microsoft, and we're going to fund your entire vibe coding. And here's how. So through us and our Azure partnership, you're going to get GitHub Enterprise with GitHub Copilot completely for free for the duration of the program. It's very simple. So I promised you guys that I'm going to show you. So this is VS Code, right? It looks very similar to Cursor. And if you're not technical, don't worry. There's videos in the course on how to get this right. But what you need to do, what you need to focus on is that here in this little chat, we can literally type the same thing that I've typed in Cursor, right? Like build me a page. You can literally copy the same and it's going to build. But here, this Opus model, you don't pay for that because we'll fund it for you through our partnership with Microsoft, which is pretty crazy. And this is a page that we built, I think, at the last event, and I just put it here. Somebody asked in the chat to build a podcast studio app, right? And yeah, so I didn't pay to build it, and it was built on GPT 5.1 Codex Max. And so you hear this right. You will be able to use premium models such as Opus, Sonnet, GPT Codex, or Gemini, have to update that as well, to vibe code your app, or mockup, or funnel at no cost. So that means you no longer have to pay for Bold, Lovable, Replit, and all this other junk. And on top of that, you'll get access to the following premium tools through our partnerships. So Microsoft for Startups, Google Cloud, make a lot of good automations there. You can build AI agents there, super fun to build. Apollo, so this is to help you find a B2B people. So Apollo will basically build you an email list. It's going to find emails that you can then send your cold emails to. It can get people on phone call, or you can try to pre-sell them. Especially useful if you excuse me, for I think Augusto, who wants to build the hotel app, right? So on Apollo, you can literally just find hotel owners and decision makers in that space. Literally lifesaver for B2B niches. Not to mention MailChimp to send emails, and also Perplexity up to 3 months pro. So a lot of great deals there. So if you count everything here, you have to pay separately. That's close to $6,000. You're going to get it included, and the price remains the same. So guys, I invite you to click the link, sign up for the accelerator. Going to get access to the accelerator training, 2 calls a week, proven AI, private community, and not to mention the 3-month money back guarantee. More of that later. Now, I want to be crystal clear. You're not buying a course. You're buying over 2 decades of total collective experience myself and Václav have put into a step-by-step program and fine-tuned AI models. You're buying step-by-step training, teaching you everything, not just the techie stuff, not just the marketing stuff. Because let me be honest with you, a lot of these marketing schools and programs are crap because they are sold by gurus who never actually build a product. And then you have a lot of coding schools or a lot of courses that are built by nerds and people who are really geeky and really good at the product, but they struggle with sales. And we decided to combine these two. I've never seen a program like that actually combines the techie stuff with the marketing stuff. You're also buying access to millionaires, investors, people normally out of reach, fine-tuned top-tier AI models, typically out of reach too because of the high costs. Not to mention the weekly insights and news filtered where we separate the signal from all the junk and all the noise out there. So let's do a quick math, right? $1,000 for 12 months, that comes down to about $83 per month. And guys, if you spend $15 on Netflix, plus Spotify, Calm app, Cursor, Lovable, Bold, 3 other apps, 5 other school groups, God's sakes, that's like 161. I think I've done the math with one of my students. He was spending $161 a month for feel-good things, right? That you might use. I mean, you've already tried this. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to guarantee that this is going to work for you or you don't pay. Because we want to guarantee that by following the accelerator and just following what we have to teach, you are going to get your first paying client or customer in 3 months. And most people do it way, way, way sooner. But I understand Václav has a newborn baby. He has a family. He's married. I have a family. I don't have a child yet, but I have a girlfriend. If you're busy, beginner, something goes wrong, you get sick, that's fine. You have up to 3 months. Do not worry. And if you went through the entire program, you've done the bare minimum, and you're not absolutely satisfied, just send us an email within 90 days of your purchase and you don't pay. It's that simple. Let's take some questions, shall we? So as always, I'm going to answer the questions that always pop up. And then Václav, just remind me if there's any question in the chat, okay?
Sure.
So when does the accelerator start? This is an early pre-enrollment and it starts right now. But the sprints are pre-recorded, and yes, you keep access to all the pre-recorded stuff for 12 months. And our weekly coaching calls are hop on, hop off. So you don't miss anything if you can't attend, and you can ask the same question on the next call. You're not going to miss it. And yeah, so you can ask questions in regards to any part of the training. And of course, we'll record and transcribe all of them. Can I do this part-time? So Mikola did it with a full-time job, but part-time doesn't mean part-time effort. It doesn't mean sometimes when I feel like it. What if I can't code? No problem. You can start with, and sorry, maybe we should change this. So I gave away a couple of funnel names that we give. I think we give up to 5 different funnels. So yes, you can absolutely use vibe coding to make all these funnels, and then you can use profits to hire developers. What if I can start right now? Well, guys, I really recommend you just lock in the spot. And even if you can start like in a month or in 2 months, don't worry about it, because you're going to have still 10 months of access. That's more than enough for us to help you figure something out and to put you on the right track. Is this saturated? Well, competition actually means demand. Don't be scared of competition. I want to show you this. Superhuman. I was actually showing this to Václav today. So this is an email, okay? This is a simple email service that started in 2015. By that time, the market space for emails was already super crowded. We had Gmail, we had Hotmail, we had, I don't know, Yahoo, we had 15 other email providers, okay? They still enter the market. Look at this. So 2024, they've done 36 million in revenue. It is absolutely possible to penetrate the market. Okay, everything's saturated if you're boring. This is the problem. People are building stuff that nobody wants. If you build stuff that somebody wants, yes, people have probably tried AI before. People have probably tried some concierge service. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I've never tried that. You're not selling deodorant to women in the 15th century, okay? Welcome to the real world. There's competition for everything, especially with vibe coding and the pre-sale. People are starting to build tools for everything. That's not what we teach. We teach you how to be different and how to be better, how to get that edge. Now, what if I can't afford this right now? So for this, my friends, I'm going to answer the uncomfortable truth. So in 12 months, you're either going to be in one of the two places, right? Still cannot afford it, still jumping opportunities, 1 year older, same bank account, minus inflation, minus the cost of goods, the egg prices, everything goes up every year, still researching and still making excuses. Or you actually give it a shot, you find a way in, you actually go and start building. You're going to be running a real business, making real money, solving real problems, and living on your own terms. It's that simple. There's always two kinds of people, and I was the first one as well. And I would waste an infinite amount of time and money thinking, well, I can just learn from YouTube, right? I can learn from YouTube. If we go to my Trustpilot, this is exactly what these people say. This is my Mind Academy company, and I get reviews like that all the time. I think we got some hater recently. And yeah, so I get people like this all the time. You can learn all things from YouTube, right? It's everything they teach is available on YouTube for free. But that's not the point, because you don't have access to the mentorship and you don't have access to the specific step-by-step information, because on YouTube, there's chaos. It's outdated. There's no support. It's a very different experience to be a part of the family and to be a part of the group than to go out in the wilderness and try to learn, put together a piece of the puzzle. And how many red blocks till this is really solved? So when I was on the edge, and when I had my down phase, as everybody has, it's completely normal, a friend of mine kicked my ass and he showed me this graph. So basically life is about 900 months. And this is all that you guys have left. I recommend you even take a screenshot of this and you print it out, because we've given you the cliff notes, which you like all the notes before you simply ran out of time, right? So how far are you in this graph? And we have a lot of people that come here in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s. That means that you have a lot of these crazy red blocks already filled out. So you don't have time to go on YouTube and try to follow 15 different channels. You don't have time to go and join 50 different school groups. You need to focus. And how would your life be different? So for me, this took 3 years to figure out. For Mikola, it took 8 months or 11 months, depends how, because I have a video of him after 8 months, I have a video of him after 11 months. And last, on October 2024, AI wasn't as good as now. With the latest AI models, this can be a matter of this season. So guys, let's do this together. Let's do this together. And I really mean it. Everything we have is literally the fill-in-the-blank format, the same that I use to build and grow my academy. The difference isn't knowledge. It's not time. It's not money. It's that right now, at this exact moment, you're about to make the same mistake that keep 90% of people exactly where they are, and it keeps them stuck there forever. Because people think that they're not ready, right? People think that you think successful people have something that you don't. And here's what's actually happening. You're most likely addicted to learning, and maybe this is not the first event that you're into, because it feels like, oh, I'm making progress, I'm on an event, without requiring courage. Except now, without AI, you can literally build the front-end funnel in 48 hours instead of months. And you're going to be getting more done this month than 7 years of college. And unfortunately, we live in really, really stupid times where good jobs like a teacher, which should be respected, or a lawyer, these people are burned out and they're underpaid. Whereas you have some 22 years old, for example, Mauer Shlomo, he sold his 6-month-old startup based 42 weeks for 80 million after hitting 250K users and almost 200K monthly profit. You have all these crazy stories, okay? And you don't need to struggle for years anymore. So I want you to imagine where you could be in 12 months if you make that right? Augusta, if you make the the app, if you sell this to the hotels, like hotels, they have money. You can build a B2B app which you can sell for $999 a month, for $2,000 a month to a hotel, because it's going to save them so much time and so much money, right? So, and I don't just mean business. Really, guys, I want you to think how, if you get this right, if you build an app and it starts to serve you and give you 6-7 figure income, how your life would be different when it comes to your health, when it comes to your family, your energy, your happiness, your time, your confidence levels. And we weren't born extraordinary. We just took the first step. And now you have the chance to take that step too. And the only true way here is to dabble around, and is not to join the family, it's not to join the accelerator, because software as a service market is growing extremely quickly. It's an extremely huge market. It's growing every single year. So let's look at this logically. Can you actually do this? Can you use proven AI to find a product idea? Or can you even use Claude or any other model? Of course you can. Can you use AI to build a simple funnel? Yes, and I've demonstrated this, more than 5 times today. Can you use AI to write ads and marketing? Yes, and maybe I can demonstrate this at the end. Can you use AI to write MVP of your app? Of course you can. It's called vibe coding. Can you get near immediate help? Yes, you can. And is this more cost efficient than all the other ways? And I think we talked about that a little bit. And can this pay for itself and then some? Well, I'm going to give you an example. So this is a guy called Mark Lowe. He's launching businesses. He's documenting this, right? All it takes is just one winning product. And he's launched a software called Code Fast, which is actually a package for developers that helps you, code faster, as the name suggests. And in 2 months, he scaled that thing to 200,000 a month. Of course, thing died down, but what's important here is that he nailed the product market fit, and now the thing died down, and he's only making about 55,000 a month, which is still extremely valuable. And you can always make more apps, right? And he's launched another app, and now he's scaled from 0 to close to 30,000 a month in the span of 2 months, because he has more experience, he's better at building these apps, and so will you. So guys, join the accelerator. This is an excellent opportunity for you to get help from 2 people who's built things, shipped things, who's been there, done it, right? He even sold things. You're going to get access to the whole year of our training, of the 2 weekly Zoom calls, proven AI, private community, not to mention 90-day money back guarantee. So yeah, thank you for staying on this event so far. We're going to be sending you all the resources, all the slide deck in the email after the event. And I do not want any fake timers there, right? These fake countdown timers that reset when you refresh the page. We're not doing that. So the price is $997 right now on this webinar for today's opening. After we close down, after this event, it's going to be $2,000. That's it. There's no exploding offers. There's no fake scarcity, just the launch price that expires. And I really want you guys to imagine this. If you could travel 1 year out in the future, and you already knew that you have an app, if 12 months from now, let's say your app would be making just 10,000 a month, but then you could see yourself back today being a little bit hesitant or not knowing, oh, I don't know if I should join, what would you say to yourself? Would you say, oh, dude, just freaking give this a shot. Like, let's build it. Let's launch it, right? I think you would probably kick your ass. And there's a lot of people right now who are taking advantage of vibe coding and doing the pre-sale or the pre-launch. And this process is not new, but we've just systemized it, and we combine it with AI to basically 10x the speed with which you can do this. So what's the alternative here? I've shown you everything. The tools, the strategy, the numbers, really the truth on how it works. If you're still thinking about it, you'll be thinking about it next year too. And the people who make it are those that see an opportunity and grab it. So who are you? Are you a thinker or a doer? And I want you guys to take massive action. Because if you refuse to sacrifice for the things that are important to you, as my mentor said, what is important to you becomes the sacrifice. And sometimes it's the smallest decisions that change your life forever. So what we can do, I think we're finished. That's how we can just take some extra questions.
Yeah, we can look. look into questions. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So someone says, I was looking for a business community for my ideas, like business BNI in Prague, but I love your way and same price, but much more value to implement my ideas. Yeah, that's really the point. Like, I mean, just the proven app in itself is has double the value, but we want to do something extra for this webinar launch that you attended. So we wanted to add access to the community and access to us as well. So congrats to everyone who's already clicked the link and joined. You will be getting the invitation to the community and to the group coaching and to the proven app very shortly. And
There's also a question.
Yeah, you can take that one on the tokens. That's an easy one. Is there a token limit on Opus 4.5x as you provide? Will I be able to use it to build a relatively advanced SaaS over the 1 to 2 month?
So that one is a tricky question because I don't know you. How good are you of an engineer? Right? Like if you've never built anything and you just expect to type in prompts and spit out an advanced SaaS, then I don't think that's a realistic outcome. Right? That's exactly what we teach not to do, but what we teach is you build the pre-launch and you build a simple SaaS using vibe coding. Like you just pick one feature out of 50 features that the customer market research will give you, and then you can just hyper focus on the one feature and you just build it just so it works using vibe coding, using the Copilot, using Opus, and you launch it, and you have to get market interest. Because if people are not willing to pay for one feature, they're not going to pay if you add 5 different features, which is another huge developer fallacy, right? And if you start getting money on the pre-launch, on the pre-sale, then of course you can just hire a developer, for example, in Latin America or in countries like Serbia. They're way cheaper, way more affordable, and will help you with that too. And those people, if they use AI, they're going to build the advanced SaaS for you. So I don't know how good of a coder are you. I could, no problem, all day long, but I don't know you. You can let me know, Roman, how good of a coder are you? How techie are you?
I think the question is rather, as I understand it, is if there's any limit to our app, to Proven, and to the amount of tokens we are able to give to people for the coding as well.
So what you can do, you can look at the enterprise pricing on github.com features Copilot, and this is the one that you'll be getting. I don't think there's a limit. I've been using it. I've been abusing it excessively, and I didn't hit any limits because they're just going to run out of the prepaid requests, and then you're going to hit the premium request, and Microsoft will pay for that. So that's the answer. Sorry?
No, I was just going to say the short one is we got you covered.
Yeah, we got you covered. Like, I don't think you'll be hitting any reasonable limits. Like, I've actually vibe coded. I have a video. Václav, can I show you the Minecraft game here?
Yeah, I think we already finished the webinar, the main part. So for 5 minutes, sure.
And also people, I guess, wanted to know how we generate images, right? And how we generate the ads themselves. Because I have a video of Mikolai, it's like a 40-minute interview. And he's literally here on this chair, and I literally show how he builds images and ads. So you can check it out. I'm going to send the link to you after, but I can also share this on the screen with you. I just think that I deleted the Minecraft app that I was building with people, but I have another app. Yeah, so I would use VS Code to build this simple app here. And this is a video game prototype that I've been playing with. So basically, if you guys know Minecraft, right, you can build using different things. But the problem in Minecraft is that everything is flat. The earth is flat. And basically, you are staying on one planet. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to look at this. There's a curve, and I wanted to basically build Minecraft in a space mode. So you can actually exit the planet. And of course, like, it's vibe coded, like the effect is not exactly as I wanted to, and maybe I would need to spend like a couple of hours, but you can actually exit to space and you can actually travel to the sun, right? So that's just something funny that I was playing with. to test out the possibilities that I have here. So yeah, and you're gonna get access to the Codex Max, Gemini, Claude, Opus Sonnet, etc. All the good ones, And then when it comes to the ads, so what I would do, actually screw this game. I'm gonna open up the Augustus marketing funnel because I think that's more relevant for us. So I'm gonna just drag the context window here. Then I'm gonna do again the copywriting rules, right? Write a long form, and we're gonna give you guys these examples, so don't worry. Actually, I forgot. I wanted one more thing here. This file, really good. Trojan horse ads for Facebook. Write 3 ads, each into a separate file. And let's see what it does. And all you have to do is just copy paste these ads into the ad manager and follow our training on how to set it up, on how to set up the targeting. Super simple.
And guys, if you don't know how to code, then don't worry. Like, you can make the minimum ad without coding. And obviously, if it generates money and it works, then you can always hire the coders later.
Yeah. And for images, I recommend Nano Banana Pro or Flux. And I've actually built a really cool backend using AI, so we get it cheaper. And we can actually generate all kinds of images. I'll show you how it works. So we can go here, let's say image generation. Yeah, some of the images that we generated. Let's say a happy hotel manager in a luxurious building in New York. I'm gonna say I want this to be 43, so I can use it on Instagram too. And then I'm gonna select Flux Pro 1.1 Ultra. And yeah, and we actually used it for this other website as well, so I can show you real examples of the ads. Okay, I would say mediocre. You can play with the prompt during daylight. Play with the prompt a bit later. And this is the other website that I was talking about. So we actually generated a fuck ton of images of women, and they run ads these couples to the relationships book. I just have to wait. There's
it's not loading up. Someone also asked about competition too. So guys, we've covered that, and just because there is a competitor, if there is a competitor who is like huge in the market, it means that they are so huge that they already have complaining customers, right? So any company that becomes big is creating a new opportunity for a smaller company to service the frustrated customers that you can easily target.
Yeah.
And as you've seen today, it's very easy nowadays to create simple solutions that don't even have to be a product. It can be a simple QR code sales page that runs on ads, and it's collecting the leads for money, and then you sell them another app. So it's not about whether there's a competition or not. We're not trying to create a new app or create something that we haven't seen before. It's actually leveraging the market data that we fed our proven AI system and using this data to create an idea that is matched to your understanding of the market, expertise, your hobbies, whatever that is that makes who you are. So it's not a random idea that you find in a database. There's a lot of people who run databases like this. No, it's not a random idea. It's something that makes sense and that you feel good about and you want to build. And then when you, whether you put you're a coder or not coder, you get the step-by-step plan on how to build it. So if you're a coder, it gives you a realistic timeline how to do it. If you're not a coder, you get simple prompts that you can put into some of the AIs we've shown you, and to build a minimum product that's able to actually attract customers even at that basic level. And then you get the materials to help you with the marketing as well.
Cool.
So congrats again to everyone who joined. If not already, you will get the email shortly. And thank you guys for attending the webinar today. I really enjoyed it, and it's good that you found the time to